Good morning. Good morning. We're gonna kind of jump on in here to the to our monthly sales meeting. So thank you very much for coming out today. My name is Alan Richardson. I'm the managing broker, and we're going to be going over a lot of really different stuff today. So in the past, I tend to be very data driven. I have a lot of data points that I share, and we will cover data today for sure. But we're going to cover more than just data today. We're going to be talking about systems and procedures and things and some new initiatives that we want to help you to grow your business with. So I do want to kind of start jumping in here and try that. So very first thing I want to talk about for my realtors. The National Association of Realtors has decided to make ABR certification, accredited buyer's representative certifications, free. Now they're doing it through the rest of this year. And this is a really nice benefit. In the past, ABR, to get your ABR would cost, anybody here have their ABR? Because like when we got it, it was like $500-600 to get it. We had to go sit in multiple days of classes and we had to submit documents. And so the ABR certification process is still, it's really good stuff. But it's one of those things that for the for realtors to have those little initials behind their name and accredited by a representative, that's a really nice thing. It shows your professionalism, and the fact that it's free right now is really a strong point. And I want you to think seriously about taking advantage of this opportunity, because it's really a good idea to do this right now. Now we have some upcoming, now NAR has some things coming forward. Now there's some live virtual instructor-led classes as well as their online self-paced. We're going to be hosting some of these classes in our different offices. However, you still have to sign up yourselves because it's going to be your certification. We may throw it up on the screen and be able to see it together, but you're still going to have to be logged in on your laptops and those kind of things. We may all sit together in the same room, be able to bounce ideas and talk about things together. So in each office, we're going to be putting these forward to be able to have some time together so that we can kind of assist you and be here with it. But this is not a class that we teach. This is not a certification that we are authorized to give. This is something that's coming from the National Association of Realtors. So please think about setting up for some of these events. Some of them are already closed up. And so there's more of these events that are going to be coming up. I just want to see you take advantage of a really cool benefit right now. It's never been free before. I know that there's been a lot of things going on with NAR. Hey guys, take advantage of the fact that you can get in here on ABR right now, because it's a really great place to be. Oh, let's go the right way. How about that? So I said we weren't going to be all data, but then I'm going to start right off talking about data. How about that? So good news is new listings are up. And I don't mean new listings are up a little bit. New listings are up 27% in Georgia MLS and 23% in FMLS. So is that good news or bad news? That's such good news. Look, one of the biggest hindrances we had for volume last year was we didn't have enough houses to sell. So we're going in the spring market with almost 25% more new listings coming on the market than we had last year. This is a really good place for us to be, and you should feel really positive about that. Now, overall, our total inventory, I got to hit the right button. Total listings. So that what I just showed you was the amount of new listings. Now what we're looking at is our total inventory is up around 14%. 14% in Georgia MLS, and in FMLS, it's up about 20% total. And so we're having more new listings come on the market, and we're having more total inventory increasing. Now, I'm going to show you in a minute. We're not where we need to be. We're about halfway of where we need to be. So we're not looking at at price depreciation or any of that kind of stuff. But we are seeing where we're going to have more inventory for our buyers right now, which is a very positive thing. We kept hearing how, no one's going to move with the interest rates. No one's going to do that. And guess what? Life still happens, right? That's the big kicker here is that, life goes on. And so we're seeing where that plays out. Oh, I keep going the wrong way. So in addition to that, we just talked about new construction. So with our new construction inventory, we have almost 9 months, 8 to 9 months of standing inventory on new construction. We only have 3 months of standing inventory on resales. So if you want to find where your best opportunity to find inventory is, where do you think that's going to be? New construction, exactly. And so we've seen for the past 15 years or so, we've been making babies, but we ain't been building houses, kind of thing. And so we are just now getting to that tipping point to where we're just now starting to match up with what our 50-year trend is, kind of thing. And so we will exceed it again this year, I think. But it's good to see us finally moving in a positive direction with new construction, right? And see, the red line here represents, this is what's happened to resale inventory, for the past 13 years. And what do you notice about total inventory of homes for sale? Well, it's been steadily dropping, right? Now, the blue line represents new construction. So what do you see about new construction inventory? Well, it's slightly increasing. As a matter of fact, when you look at the total, at the very end, where is half of our total inventory now coming from? New construction. And so if we are not comfortable working in the new construction space, then what does that mean for our buyers? Are we really representing our buyers? Are we showing them all the opportunities that they have out there in the space? There's a lot of folks who feel kind of intimidated by new construction, and I don't want you to be. We're very blessed to have on-site agent with us in here today. But like being able to work with the on-site agents and understanding how the new construction process works is really, really crucial. But here's the crazy thing, is that when it comes to working new construction, it's about relationships. It's not like you are not going to, if you go into the MLS and you look up new construction inventory, you may not find any, because a lot of our builders aren't putting the inventory up until after sheetrock. And half the time, by the time sheetrock's there, that property's under contract. And some aren't listing it, some are just listing it out into Zillow and Redfin and those kind of things. So how do you know what inventory is available out there? Relationships. Thank you, David. I appreciate it. Yeah, exactly. It's going to be about us having those kind of relationships. And so we're going back old school realtor style, right? We're actually going to start talking to people and engaging with folks. Like, we have a lot of folks who do an amazing job in the new construction space. But one, they feel very comfortable, but they're also out there. You have to know what kind of inventory is coming up. A lot of our builders are offering amazing incentives. We have one that just released that they're offering a 4.99% interest rate. Some are doing really large down payment amounts, and you can buy down interest rates. We're seeing interest rates under 5 with new construction, where the buyers are able to buy those rates down. Now, if you are going to work inside new construction, you have to understand there are some realities there. Like, are you going to use the new construction on-site lender? Yeah. Yes, you are, because all the builder contracts are very, very one-sided. They're there to represent and to take care of the builder. Now, you may not like it, but this is how it is, right? And so they're built to protect them. But they also, the benefit of using an on-site lender is, what happens when you use an on-site lender for new construction? They close. First of all, they close. That's how you're gonna protect your client's earnest money. It's how you're gonna get the most incentives. It's how you're gonna get the smallest amount of down payment. And so, are you gonna have to use their lender, their closing attorney? Yes, you are. But honestly, you need to be able to represent our buyers. Need us to represent them in the transaction. Nothing against the on-site agents, but who does the on-site agent represent? The builder. All right. And so those buyers need someone to be able to walk them through that transaction as well. So please, we right now we're sending in a new class for new construction, for working inside new construction. So we have a new CE class coming out for it. We want to have a lot more in-house, on-site agents coming in and talking to us. And so that's something that I want you to really be serious. Like when you look at what's happening with inventory levels, like, do you want to miss out on this? Half our inventory out there is in new construction. So we need to take advantage of that. It's a really good opportunity for us as well. So now here's our negative pending sales. Pending sales are down 3.7. That's what's kind of going on in the future. And so, we saw interest rates drop in the first part of the year, then they inched their way back up now. And so when that inched up, it kind of hurt our pending sales a little bit. Now, the positive side of that is still, we are over last year. We were over last year in January. We're over last year in February. Now we're only 5% up, 4.4% up, that kind of stuff. And it's not where I want us to be, but I am glad to see us moving in the right direction. Isn't it nice to actually have to have sold more homes this year than last year? We went through over a year now of declining volume. Finally, we're doing more and we're moving in the right direction. And I want you to feel very positive about that, because it is a very positive thing in the direction that we're seeing going on there. The other thing we're seeing is overall property values are doing what? Well, it's on the screen, but like they're going up, right? And prices are continuing to increase. And so it's up 8.7% in Georgia MLS. In FMLS, the prices are up 6.7%, which is still double the national, double our 50-year trend for the most part. So overall, we're sitting at 55 days on market. You can see that's actually down a little bit in Georgia MLS, FMLS, and up a little bit in Georgia MLS. But our total days on market right now is running somewhere around 55 days on market. We're still in really, really good shape there. And so overall, months of standing inventory, currently right now, we're sitting somewhere around, that 2.7, 2.8%. I'm sorry, not 2.8 months, 2.7 months of standing inventory. How much inventory do we need to have a balanced market?
6 months.
6 months. Now, this can be a little bit a little bit hard to understand, because not every market is exactly the same. Do you think that we are looking at 3 months of standing inventory on $150,000 houses? No, there's very low, anything under 200, what's that inventory level look like? Yeah, it's a week, right, exactly. Now, if you're over $1 million, it's going to be a higher on there. But overall, this is just our average. And so, but what we are seeing is that our buyers, our consumers, are very much driven on affordability. And so even though you might say, well, we're at 3 months of standing inventory, we need 6 months of standing inventory to be level. If you have a buyer buying at 250, that's not true. That's not the same level of inventory. We've got about a month of inventory there. If you're buying at 700,000, you're going to have more inventory in there. At some point, you hit that point where it is more of a flat market. So understand that these are general, like this is for the state of Georgia. But we have local markets that are going to be very, very different. The housing market in Alpharetta is not the same housing market as in Griffin. And then price point is also a factor in here. So think about that as we're going forward. Now, overall, this shows where we are still in a seller's market, just kind of overall, right? We have more buyers than we have sellers. Even with rising inventory, we still, we need more inventory, because we can't meet the demand that we currently have already. So this is what's gone for the last 3 years of standing inventory, for how many months of inventory we've had. And you can see in the summer of 2021, like it was nuts then, right? But are we really in great shape? No, we are seeing rising inventory. And when I said I'm excited to see rising inventory, I am, because we're still seeing where that inventory is getting gobbled up pretty heavily. And we're looking at an overall volume increase this year of 15 to 20% just in total number of sales. Okay, that's what NAR and a lot of the talking heads are looking for, and we're seeing the same sort of thing. We're seeing our overall transaction volume, the number of transactions that we start in paperless, that you guys are starting a paperless pipeline, are trending up. So we're seeing the volume increase. That's a really good place for us to be. Now we talk about mortgage rates. Where does the mortgage rate come from? Do you guys know? Well, See, mortgage rates follow the 10-year treasury. And so if you want to see what's happening to the mortgage rates, look at what's happening with the 10-year treasury. Now, on top of the 10-year treasury, we have this thing called spread. And so some folks call it margin, that kind of stuff. And basically it's the difference between the 10-year treasury and the 30-year mortgage rates. And for years, and historically, that runs right about 1.71%. Now we're running 2.89% right now. And what really drives that is inflation. And understand that inflation drives interest rates. And we're seeing, and so what are you guys seeing happening with inflation now? No, it's not going up. It's way down from where it was. And like if you look at the inflation numbers, yeah, we saw a peak of 8-9% last year, but we're down into the threes right now. And one of the biggest components that factors in inflation is housing costs. And those lag by a year. I know it sounds crazy, but those lag by a year. And what that means is all those rents for the past year are still influencing our overall inflation rates. And so, you know, moving forward kind of thing, that yield is going to keep getting moved. It's going to start getting tightened up a lot more because inflation is moving in the right direction. I understand that we may feel a certain way about, like, no one likes higher prices. I totally get that. We hear this in the real estate industry all the time. Like, where'd all the $200,000 houses go? Well, we had 54% property value appreciation for the last 3 years. And so if you had a $200,000 house and it appreciates by 50%, how much is that? It's $100,000. So all those $200,000 houses, how much are they today? $300,000. Now, do you think that we're ever going to go back to a $200,000 house? No, 300,000 is the benchmark, and then we're going to keep increasing at a much more modest rate moving forward. But that's how it is for all of our prices. Now, no one may like the price of bacon or what's happening with eggs and that kind of stuff. But when you look at how much inflation is increasing right now, we're not into the really high numbers right now. It's actually really, really moderating and moving in a positive direction. So, you know, the other thing that's happening is right now, the Fed controls the federal funds rate. And they're talking about having 3 interest rate adjustments this year, between 3 and 4. And the reason that affects mortgage rates is because that 10-year treasury, that 10-year treasury is market driven. Okay. And so when the Fed lowers the federal funds rate, that causes the markets to get all in a huff. And we will see that overall 10-year treasury rate come down when the Fed starts lowering the federal funds rate. So between those two, we are looking at interest rates starting to really start to soften. Even this past week, they dropped. And so we're at a 6.88 right this minute kind of thing. Well, I mean, it's never right this minute. Interest rates change every single day, right, Sharon?
Several times.
Yeah, several times a day kind of thing. But what do you notice about the peak to where we're at right now on interest rates? And you can kind of see we kind of shot up and then we're kind of tapering down, had a little hiccup moving down. Anybody want to guess what inflation looked like during those same times? Same sort of thing. We're seeing where right now inflation it kind of mirrors that to a large degree. Now, this is what we're looking at moving forward, and this is a forecast for interest rates. And so we saw that, you know, we've seen it kind of moving down. Now, are we ever going to see 3s and 4s? And we may get a 4.99, maybe, but I'm not expecting it unless it's bought down. Those days are not here. Like those, and if you have buyers who are saying, well, I'm waiting for interest rates to drop back to 3, then they're never going to enjoy the power of home ownership. They're never going to see, you know, the property value increases and that wealth creation that comes from home ownership, because they're not going down. It was there because it was artificially deflated, right? The Fed was buying just tons of mortgage-backed securities. That's not where we're at. But we are looking at interest rates kind of steadily moving in a really good, solid direction throughout the rest of this year and next year, which bodes very, very well. I mean, what happened in January when interest rates dropped? Yeah, well, all of a sudden we started jumping all over the place. And so we're starting to see where that's going to keep moving that way down through the summer. So how about foreclosures? I hear this all the time. I get so many calls. I get people who tell me, Alan, you just don't know what's going on. And so right now, foreclosure starts are down 18%. Foreclosure sales are down 17%. And active foreclosure inventory is 25% below where it was before the pandemic. See, this is how foreclosures look. And so we all remember 2007, 2008, right? But if you look here, the reason everyone's talking at it is, 2021, we had a foreclosure moratorium. And then it naturally went up in 2022, and then it went up just a tick in 2023. And so everyone says, oh, look, foreclosures are on the rise. Are they?
No.
Okay. Yes, asterisk, but they're so low. Look at where we sit right now. There's been 1.5 million less foreclosures in the last 5 years. Like that line right there. That's the average from 2017 and 2019 when it was low, when it had some of the lowest foreclosure rates of all time. And honestly, you guys know anybody who's upside down in a house? No. I mean, and so why would you get foreclosed on? You'd sell your property. You may not be happy about it, but you'd sell your property here. Now, at the same time, we have consumer confidence. It's definitely an issue, right? Because, we've had a lot of people, prior to this was talking about how we were going to see another crash. There's a crash coming. There's a crash coming. When's the housing market going to crash? This is another one that I get asked a lot by agents as well. Because a lot of times we do this kind of based on our feelings. And so, but we can see where that number is coming down. However, 1 out of 5 of your buyers still believe a crash is coming. Just based on the norms and the trends, 1 out of 5 of you thinks a crash is coming. Just saying, right? And so like, how do we handle that? And what kind of conversations do we need to have? Well, some buyers want a crash. They think that having a crash would be good for them. And would having a crash be good for buyers? Would anybody like to buy a house today and think that it's going to go down in value over the next 3 or 4 years? So is crash really good for buyers? No, they just want to go back and buy. Like, when's the best time to buy? Always 5 years ago. Right? And that's not really the case. But we have to be able to have intelligent conversations with our buyers to explain what's really going on and to help prepare them. Because either you're part of the homeownership game as well as property value and wealth appreciation. Like, wealth in the United States is tied up in homeownership. And so the longer you wait to be into that game, right? But let's look at, what do we really have to talk about? Well, let's look at the facts and figures right now. So in the US, we're short between, depending on which bean counter it is, we're short between 5,000 and 7,000 houses in the United States right now. Okay. Now, our largest generation and the largest segment of our largest generation is all reaching first-time homebuyer age over the next 3 years. So we start off, we're short 5 to 7 million houses, and we're going to be adding more buyers to the mix over the next 3 years. We aren't building enough houses. Now, we can build hopefully between 1 million and 1.5 million, but about 1.5 million is the most houses that we've built for the last 17, 18 years. So hopefully we can get up to 1.5 million, but we've been building much closer to 1 million houses a year. We currently have 3 months of standing inventory. Now, it is rising, but we just need 6 months to have a just to have a balanced market. How about the mortgage industry now compared to like last time we had a crash? Like, look, when we had that crash, we were part of the problem. And I say realtors and lenders both. We were all Oprah Winfrey of real estate. Like, you get a house and you get a house. If you get a Pulse, you're going to get a house too. We didn't care. Like, we had stated income, all this kind of crazy stuff. And so, I know that I sold houses back in the day that was like, I have no idea how these fools are going to afford this. And guess what? They didn't. So, but that's not the place right now. Like the appraisal standards are very, very different. The mortgage standards are very, very different. Real estate appreciates at 4.8% a year, and it has for the last 50 or so years. So, like, sometimes you'll hear, well, what goes up must come down. Real estate appreciates at 4.8% appreciation for the last 50 years. It's not coming down. It's not gone down. It's not going to go down, right? And then if you took all the homes in the state of Georgia, how many are underwater? How many have negative equity? 1.7%. 98.3% of all homes in the state of Georgia have positive equity. So when you put all that together, how can we have a crash? And again, this is not about me convincing you. This is about, I want you to be able to talk to your buyers and your sellers intelligently to be able to have a real conversation. Like, residential real estate is built on supply versus demand. Where's our supply? It's not, it's growing, but it's not where we need to be. How about demand? Up. And where's interest rates going? Down. And when interest rates go down, what's it going to do to demand even more so? Up. Like, my concern is that that prices move up too much. I don't want prices to move up too much because I don't want to create a bubble. That's a concern right there. And so this is the Case-Shiller index. So last year in the 20 counties surrounding Atlanta, our overall property value appreciation was 6.3%. Good or bad? Steady. It is so nice to be steady. Like we can't have another year at 15% property value appreciation without creating a bubble. So 6.3 is a really good place for us to be. It's a little higher than the national average for sure, and higher than our national trend. And so you can see that overall the trend is 4.86. That's the 43-year average is what property appreciation runs. And that's where a lot of our wealth for so many people come from. The vast majority of Americans, their wealth comes from home ownership. And it comes because it's at 5% a year. I owned a home for 10 years. I just got 50% appreciation on my home, just statistically speaking. Now, if you had a home for the last 3 years, you got 50% appreciation right then and there. And that's why I have so many people in really, really good shape out there. So, and on top of that, overall Americans are sitting on a ton of equity. Almost 40% of all Americans own their home free and clear. If you own your home free and clear, do you care what the flipping interest rate is? No, because you can just turn around and buy for cash. It doesn't really matter to you. 30% have over 50% equity, and only 33% have less than 50% equity. And like I said, in Georgia, only 1.7% had negative equity. So it's really not a non-issue out there. And most of those folks are the brand new people that just bought. So where's home prices moving forward? Yeah, this is my crystal ball. And so they went out and polled all the big economists for all the big data people. And they're looking at a property value appreciation this year of 3.2%. Now, Georgia's probably going to be higher than that. This is a national number, and you always have everything that some states will not see property value appreciation, but in Georgia, we're probably going to be in that 5 to 6% range again, which is still a little warmer, but it's in a very safe place for us to be. You can see that, all the forecasts, they've also upped those forecasts as the year goes on. So like if you look at the forecast last year to what's going on this year, all the forecasts are looking at property value appreciation continuing to move up. And so, and again, is this good news for our buyers or our sellers? Both, right? Because I don't want to buy a home and think that it's worth less next week than what I bought it for today. And so, and this is a very manageable appreciation rate that makes a lot of sense. It's a good place for us to be, honestly. So Zillow came out, they did a full analysis and looked at what was the best time to list a home. And the best time to list a home is in July. Hey, Alan, it's March. Why are you telling us now? Why do you think I want you to know that July is the best time to list a home? How long does it take you to get a home for sale? I mean, to get a home properly set up, out there, the sellers to, touch up the carpet, make those decisions, declutter the home, all those kind of things. The best time to reach out is now. Okay. People are thinking about moving like those top months. When are those top months? In the summer, right? So many people move during the summer. If you're going to move during the summer, when do you start preparing for that? Right now. And so if you wait until the summer to reach out and talk about selling, you're behind the 8 ball. You're going to miss out. Now's the time to do, to show your sellers how much equity they have in their home. Do an equity evaluation with your sellers. Do a comparative market analysis. Make the recommendations on what they can do to prepare their home to be able to sell it for the most money in the shortest amount of time possible. Set them up as buyers now so that they're ready to move forward, because I don't want to make you homeless. There's a lot of work to do. If I'm trying to sell a home in 3 months from now, there's a lot to do to prepare that seller mentally to sell and buy. The time to reach out is right flipping now. So please don't put this off. This needs to be a very important thing that we look at moving forward. Now, Sharon, you can come up here. When you have a listing, we're putting together some new things for you. And so we are creating a new marketing kit that goes out for all of your listings. So every time that you get a listing, we're going in and we're making a marketing kit, which has a property website, flyers, social media posts, postcards, property reports. As soon as that happens, we're sending you a link with that website. And then we're going to share your properties and we're going to share your property sites on our social media. And then we're going to send you a login so that you can go do that yourself. And so we have partnered with Sharon and Cross Country Mortgage and Wildfire Mortgage team and all that to be able to bring you the upgraded version of list reports. So whenever you get a listing, first thing we're going to do is we're going to send you an email like this. Congratulations, here you go. And here's the link. Now, you can take that link and just share it out on your social sites, or you can do nothing at all. And I know that sounds terrible, but the reason we started doing this is because a lot of agents have a lot of opportunities to list properties and they're not doing as much as they can be. So we're taking that off you. And we're going to create that for you right out of the gate and send that to you. And then we're going to share it out on social media. You end up with a website which looks sort of like this. Like this is one for Ashley Cook. Here's the deal. These are your leads. These are not Maximum One's leads. This is not the brokerage taking anything. If someone reaches out to you on one of your listings, you're going to get an email notification. You're going to get a text message, and you're going to have the ability to reach out. So even though we're doing it on our social media, they're your leads. I want you to do the exact same thing. You should be sharing it as well on all your social platforms, in your databases, the whole 9 yards. Because all this is just a lead generating website to try and capture leads so that we can engage with them. I'd love for you to be able to turn your listings into sales out here. So after, you're going to get an email from us with that, but then you're also going to get an email from List Reports that says, here's your marketing kit. Click here. And when you view, and so I get to hit the button, and that whole marketing kit, I mean, it's going to put you into your dashboard, which looks sort of like this. It's got, just a bunch of information that you can share out. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. But really what you want to do is you want to go and look up the marketing kit for your property. And so all you do is just hit marketing kit, and you can see that marketing kit that's out there. once you click on it, it has social media shareables for just listed, open house, under contract, sold. It has 4 different websites, just listed classic, sold classic, just listed custom or sold customs, and then has all your flyers already done for you. If you got one that you don't like the picture, just change the pictures, but the whole thing, your flyers are done already. In addition to that, you also have, you have one without price if you want to do that. It has full set of infographics based on the location of your listing that's out there. If you want postcards for your listing, it has postcards in there. You don't have, again, do you have to do anything with this?
No.
No, but is it made for you automatically?
Yeah.
Yes, they pull your photos, it pulls your photos out of the MLS. It prepares all these kind of things for you. And so it has all the different postcards you can use. It even has presentations, which is, it's kind of like a PDF of your listing out there. It has an open house sign-in sheet, text to lead code. You can even order sign writers on here if you want to. But all this is just in there. And so we're going to create this for you. We're going to post your website on ours, but then all this is here if you choose to take advantage of it. And seeing as how it's here and done for you, I don't know why you wouldn't, right? And so only thing that, I mean, like first thing that is very important is that you partner with a loan officer. And, you know, of course, we're very biased. We love Sharon, and we're very appreciative of Sharon and Cross Country in here. And so, but like List Reports by itself, there's a basic version that you'll get. If you'll partner with Sharon, then you get all the bells and whistles that goes along with it. So please, when you do that, when you get these emails, that kind of stuff, you can even go in yourself and sign up into List Reports for free. There is no cost for this at all. All the cost is eaten by Sharon. So thank you again, Sharon, which I'm fine spending your money, Sharon. So, so you want to go in, update your profile, you know, put in your headshots, all that kind of stuff. That's kind of an older shot. Yeah, I need a headshot. I didn't have nearly as much gray back then. So, and then in addition, one cool thing or a couple of cool things that List Reports have is they have a ton of content that you can share out. You can share out through all your social channels. All you do is link up your social channels and you hit a button and it just shares these posts out. And this is great because you can put these out there when you don't have time to create some other content. And on all of these, it's branded to you. It's your content out there. And so in addition to that, you can share properties directly through here that look really, really great. Again, this is just here as lead generation for you. If you don't want to do it, fine. It's no skin off my back at all. But I'm telling you, this is a great tool that doesn't cost you anything. It's already set up for you and it's very easy to operate. And we appreciate you sharing. So I haven't really let you talk much, so I don't know if you wanted to throw anything in.
No, I just want you to know it was a huge platform. It has so many features that it talks about schools. It talks about your area restaurants that are close by. It talks about everything. So it's the tool that for all your listings, you should be doing this because it flags it everywhere, all your social media pages, everything. And it gives you a lot more coverage as far as your marketing.
So please take advantage of this. I mean, the price is right. And you know, it's free 99. So there really is a lot of really positive features that kind of goes with this. So take it, you know, this is another one like ABR. Take advantage of ABR. Take advantage of List Reports, right? Because this is something you can do to help you grow your business.
Yeah, go into it and play with it. And then use your listings for it. And I swear, I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah. Now we have a lunch and learn coming up next week. Is it next week?
We've got one tomorrow in Congress.
Oh, okay. But we have a List Reports one
Next week.
next week.
I've got to get with Adrian. I'm not sure which day exactly.
I think
She
she told me. I'm trying to find it in here. March 26th is, we have a lunch and learn. Sharon and Adrian in the Collector's office is going to be doing a lunch and learn, talking about List Reports. And so if you want to get in and work with us and do that kind of stuff, we're gonna try and support everybody in those kind of things. We're going to be doing multiple lunch and learns around the different offices. Please take advantage of it though.
Y'all, Adrian's a guru in this. I'm just gonna lie to you. She knows all of every ins and outs of all of it.
And so if you have any
Sorry,
questions,
Adrian.
no, absolutely. I'll pimp Adrian out, no problem at all.
Yeah.
If you need Adrian, reach out to her directly as well, too, kind of thing. So she's the branch manager in our Noonan office, and so please hit her up as well.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
very, very well versed in it.
Very good. Thank you, Sharon. So- All right. I want to talk more about systems now, but in particular, I want to talk about how we get business in our industry. And so should we focus on lead generation? Yes or yes?
Yeah. Yes, sir, yes.
But is that all we're supposed to focus on is generating leads? Well, but I mean, for a lot of folks, they focus on lead generation only. And then, you know, and at any given time, only 3% of our market is actively buying and selling real estate. And so if all you're working is leads, what percentage of the market are you really trying to engage with? 3%. I mean, it's a 3% market. It just really is. So, but what are the highest quality leads that you can get? Come on. I know there's a lot of confused look. What are you talking about, Alan? What is the best lead that you can get? A referral. A referral is hands down the absolute best lead that we can get. But we need to work more on referrals and less on leads. And I know that sounds backwards, but I want to kind of walk you through what's going on. See, I've been looking at a lot of our transactions as a company and just, you know, and looking at a lot of our folks, and we work a lot of leads. And there's nothing wrong with working leads. But if you're always working leads, you always have to be working leads. If you're not working relationship, then you always have to be working leads, right? And so we have to understand that it comes down to relationships. Relationships are everything in real estate. We talked about it with new construction, but it's even more important with your clients. People do business with people that they like and trust. Top performers know that the business they generate from their referrals, from their sphere of influence, is more profitable than any lead system out there. Referrals are so valued. By the way, referrals, they don't shop, their transactions are easier, they're more fun to work with. The whole idea here is that I want you to be interested, not interesting. This is not about you. All right. This is not about you out there just like singing about your praises on social media, that kind of stuff. This is about you being interested in other people, right? But our key to our relationships is we have to get out there, and what do we got to do? Talk to people, right? I know it's amazing, so hardcore, right? No, this is not rocket science. But for so many of us, we get trapped into looking at it's leads, and it's not leads. It's relationships, right? So we do need to have systems in place. Now, everybody has KV Core. Not enough of us use it, but we have to have a system in place. And so first thing is we have to understand just how valuable a client is to us, how important that client is to us. Like that's your book of business, right? And so that how we manage our clients is so important. How we keep up with our clients, how we engage with our clients, vital to us. So everybody has a database, a CRM. Everybody has KV Core. Not enough of us are using it. And it's there to help us grow our business. So step one is we have to have a system in order to keep up with the folks that we are engaging with. Now, the next step is we need to go in and we need to target our target clients. We need to decide who we want to work with. I know this sound, for a lot of folks, they're like, this seems odd. Like, can you be everything to everybody in real estate? I mean, can you be the short sale queen and the investor special and the first time buyers and move up sellers and wholesalers and da 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 da. Can you be everything to everybody? No. So pick your niche. Be brilliant in those places. Decide who it is that you want to work with, because having that niche determines everything else at that point. It starts with who do you want to work with? And then you become very, very competent at working those people. And then when you reach out and you target people that are in your target market, right? So whether it's social media, your database, your sphere, text, phone calls, the type of leads that you work. Like if you want to work first-time buyers, I want to work lead systems that are going to attract me to first-time buyers. If I want to work sellers, I don't want to work first-time buyer leads, right? I want to work some leads that are going to put me in face-to-face with more and more sellers. So identify your target markets. And then at that point, that's when we go everything in and out. So we decide which lead systems to use based on our target clients. And ones that appeal and align with our target clients, those are the ones that we're going to use. And then we're going to tie this in with our database. Everything, all the marketing, all those messages, all goes out through our database. And then all that information comes back in and where does it go? Into our database, right? So that, and like, here's the deal is that's where we stop a lot of times. That's where a lot of folks are working and then they get there and they quit. But we have to understand it's not just about lead generation. It's about relationships. It's about lead nurturing and it's about referrals. It's time for us to start working referrals a lot more so. So whether they're target clients, our database, past clients, active clients, leads programs, websites, all that ties together. And we put that in with 50 core people. And we're calling it our top 50. Top 50 is the program that we are in the process of rolling out, and it's starting today. And I want to kind of introduce you to it, and I want to challenge you with it as well. So if we're going to build referrals, we got to focus on 50 people every month. I need an hour a day where you spend, I need 5 hours a week where you focus on 50 people. Now, who are these people? Well, you want to go through your database and you want to identify the 50 people. And there is really one caveat to how do you select these people. They're going to give you one referral a year. And these people give you one referral a year. That's how you decide who should be in your top 50. If you have someone you don't think they'll give you a referral, they shouldn't be in your top 50. But it starts off by identifying who those top 50 are. It can be past clients, it can be family, friends, it could be your database, it could be your active clients, churches, sororos. I mean, like the list goes on and on. Whole idea here is it doesn't matter where they come from. These are 50 people that in the next year are going to give you one referral. Is everybody with me? Mm-hmm. So now, not 30, not 40, not 27, 50. Okay, might seem weird. 50 is an important number. One, it's a very manageable number. It's a number that you can engage with. I'm not asking you, you know what? Hey, go out and get a database of 15,000 people. No, 50 people. I don't care if you're brand new. You can meet 50 people, right? And so for my experience and seasoned agents, 50 people should be no problem at all. And if you have a lot more than 50, you may want to start looking at making a team kind of thing. But these are 50 people that you like and that you think like you and that you think are likely to give you a referral. That is how you decide who these people are. So it starts off, you identify this 50. Then reach out to them. Now, the problem for a lot of folks is when I say reach out, they're like, I haven't talked to them in 10 years. Or I don't know what to say. So my recommendation is to either use Ford or use the apology script. And the apology script is really, really easy for seasoned agents. It's, you know what? I loved working with you. I love getting to know you, being engaged with you, whatever kind of thing, working with you, that kind of thing. But I dropped the ball and I'm really sorry. And I'm trying to rectify that. That's all it is. And if somebody said that to you, would you be like, yeah, get out of here? You'd be like, oh, okay, that's great, right? And so everybody needs an apology script, whether you're old or not. And then the other one is Ford. And Ford is, it's just there to remind you. And Ford is really important for the top 50 for a lot of different reasons. And so Ford stands for family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. And so you want to be able to reach out and you want to talk about their family, right? Husband, wife, kids. Why is that important?
That's important.
Well, this is about a relationship. There is nothing in top 50 about selling. Okay, this is about relationships. And so that whole family piece is so important. I also want to know, where do you live? Are you renting? Do you own? Do you own multiple pieces of property? What's going on? Like I want to know about your family. Occupation. Like I want to know how your career is going. Where do you work? What business do you do? What kind of work do you do? And by the way, whenever I ask somebody what they do for a job, what are they going to talk to me about? Well, they're going to talk about my job. And that's going to be like, I love doing real estate. And I live off referrals. And I hope that if you know someone that needs real estate services, that you'd recommend me. That's all it is. It's not a hard sell. Recreation. What are you doing? What's going on? Any extracurricular activities, those kind of things. What's happening in their life? Staying current with them. Any kind of events, that kind of thing. And then the last one, which seems odd, is dreams. But I can promise you, this is one that is vitally important. Because if you trust me enough to talk to me about what your dreams are, how likely are you to refer me or to use me in a real estate transaction? Like if we have a relationship where you can tell me about what your hopes, dreams, and aspirations are, then I am your first choice when it comes for real estate, and your first choice when it comes to giving out a referral. And so when we reach out, it's about either use your Ford dialogue or use your apology script. It's super easy to do. So we identify this first 50 group, then we start reaching out to them, either using the Ford or the apology. And we want to get as much details about them. Everybody in your top 50?
Sorry.
That's all right. Getting down. But everybody in that top 50, you need all their contact details. Now, because this is when the real work really begins. You have to schedule a personal touch with every single person in your top 50 every single month. And so a personal touch means it's either going to be personal, they have to hear your voice or see your face. It's personal. This is not selling. This is you being friendly. This is you being interested, not interesting. All right. You also have to have a plan. And we're here to walk with you on that. And so what we've created is a top 50 plan. And so every month we have 3 activities that you can do to reach out into your top 50. Now, you need to pick one of those, or you may pick all 3, but not all 50 is going to get all 3. 13 will get this, 17 will get this, 20 will get this kind of thing. But every single month of the year, we have 3 different activities that you can do. And you can say, Alan, I'm not going to do this or that. That's okay. It's no skin off me. But what I'm saying is that every single month, you want those 50 people to hear from you, to be engaged with you, to know your name. You want to be engaged with them. These are your raving fans. This is so important. And so our goal here was to give you a tool and some resources to use to understand that building a business by referral can happen organically if you have a long time. Like if you just want to take 20 years to be successful in real estate, you can do it that way. But most of us would like to not eat ramen for 19 of those years, right? And so this is about being very intentional about how we manage our relationships and how we reach out and understanding the power of referrals. Referrals are so vitally important. And so this is something that this is going to be in paperless pipeline. And then I'll explain some other plans we have with this as well. In addition to that, I want you to understand that this is a program where you get by giving. Every single week, you need to make one referral to someone in your 50. Every single week. So what happens when I give a referral to somebody in my top 50? It probably comes back to me, right? And so it starts by having a referral mindset, right? That, I'm here. Yes, I'm here because I need referrals, but what else am I going to give? I'm going to give a lot of referrals kind of thing. So if I give 52 referrals out, how many referrals should I get back? Hopefully 52. If I get one a week, I should get a referral back every day, right? And so even if half does that, I still get 25 referrals back on there. Now, when somebody gives you a referral, make a big deal of it. You thank the person that sends you the referral, and you make sure you do a really good job, and you keep that referrer up to date about what happened with the whole process, what's going on, that kind of stuff. Give them the name, let them know how that whole thing worked out. The whole idea here is that, you have an opportunity to give business to a lot of different people. And the more business that you give out, I promise you, the more business that you're going to get back. It's just a really, really sound process to work. And by the way, has anybody heard me talk about selling anything? This is not sales. This is relationships. And this is what's missing, right? I want you to understand that yes, we still need our lead systems. We still need to be able to always be bringing people in. I'm not saying don't have lead systems, but those lead systems we use those to put into our database so that we can start engaging with more people, because you are going to have people that fall out of your top 50. You need to be adding more and more people in. And so if you have 50 people and every month you give a high quality touch once a month for 12 months, and in addition, you send out 50 referrals, track your results. And here's what they are. 40%, 20 will give you three or more referrals a year. The other 25 will give you one referral a year. Those two equal 85 referrals for the year. Overall, referrals tend to transact at about a 70% rate, which would mean that your potential on this is 56 transactions. Would anybody be upset doing 56 transactions this year? Well, but I mean, are we talking rocket science here though? No, we aren't. I mean, most of the time when folks get into real estate, they're like, I don't know what going to work looks like. I'm showing you what the important part of going to work looks like.
So what about those people that think that agents should be giving them $100 because they sent you a referral?
Then go get something, then they shouldn't be part of your 50. So the question is, well, like, what if they want to get paid $100 for a referral? They shouldn't be part of your top 50. I mean, like this is a referral business, and I feel like there's always going to be some folks out there like that, and I'll work with you, but that's not someone who's going to be in my top 50. This is people that I like, people that like me, and people that are going to give me a referral a year with no strings attached, right? So all we're looking for is 50 people, right? It doesn't mean that I'm going to throw the rest of my database away. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to be focused on continuing to grow that, right? But the bigger problem and the bigger challenge for us is that the difference between the average and the exceptional is that they're really brilliant at the fundamentals. Like I told you, I need an hour a day reaching out to 50 people a month. Does that sound super challenging to do? Because it shouldn't, right? An hour a day, 5 hours a week, 20 hours a month reaching out to 50 people done right can equate to 56 transactions. But can we get out of our own way? Right? That's the real kicker here. Can we do this on a real consistent basis? Are you ready to be exceptional with this? And that's a you question. That's not a me question. It really is a you question on there. And so whole idea here is you go in, you create that 50 people, I'm gonna give you a referral. Put them into KV Core, you list them as a client, and you give them a hashtag top 50. This is how you keep up with them being in KV Core. Whenever you reach out to somebody, you keep that tracked in there. This is not in KV Core because you're sending them properties. This is not in KV Core because you're sending them emails and text messages. No. Right? Because this is the folks who get special treatment from you. This is so you can keep up with them. But this is not, nothing automated should be going out for you. Right? Because this is about what? Relationships. Yes, we're going to use KV Core to keep up with our clients, but we're not going to use KV Core as the medium for building engagement. That's what we do with prospects. That's what we do with leads. This is not what we do with top 50, right? And then we schedule one personal touch each month with all 50. We connect them on social media as well, you know, just to be able to engage with them as well. You want to know all their important dates, birthdays, anniversaries, that kind of stuff. Give them cards, give them a call, that kind of stuff. Send them business. Hold a client appreciation once a year. You know, reward their positive behavior with referrals back, that kind of stuff. And the ones who aren't doing it, if you have someone that is not engaging with you, what do? I'll let you go. Yeah, I mean, I release you. I'm going to put somebody else in that top 50 spot.
Bye, Felicia.
Well, I mean, not to be mean, they may go back to being a prospect. They may go into my lead. I may start reaching out through KV Core through them, but that's not someone that gets my special treatment. Those aren't the folks who like if you're not going to engage with me, then and if someone's not engaging with you, top 50 is a two-way street. This is something where you reach out, you engage, and you talk to them. You have somebody in your top 50 you haven't talked to all year, that's not your top 50. You got to look at it again, kind of thing. So, if no one's sending you referrals, should they be in your top 50? No, I don't want to be mean about it, but your top 50 is made for people. I mean, the whole purpose in being in top 50 is so they can give you what? A referral a year. Right? Because even at worst case, 50 referrals, it's 50 referrals a year. Even based on a 70% conversion rate, if all you had was 50 people send you 50 referrals, that's 37 transactions next year. Just based on a 70% conversion rate. So our new accountability starts Monday. And so I want you to understand, though, that you are not in competition with any other agents. Because the people in your 50 are not the people in my 50. And they're not the people in David's 50. And they're not the people in, like there is no competition here because we don't have the same people in our top 50. So I want to encourage you to come in and take advantage of accountability because we're also requesting that our mentors come in or be part of the Zoom because we're going to start doing, you know, the whole idea is that you kind of get started for the week. We do backstory every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Just kind of talking about what's happening in the marketplace, what's happening, you know, like things happening just to keep you up on the know. And then accountability starts at 9:30. All the branch managers and as many mentors as can make it, I want you to be in the accountability. And then every week we're gonna, you know, we're gonna be handing out these new programs, you know, the top 50. I've got a whole handout program that's going to be starting on Monday. We'll have that printed out and available for you. It'll be in paperless pipeline as well. We're going to be connecting all the offices via Zoom. And then Mark Brown's going to be hosting the accountability session where we kind of go over, and this is our chance to like first part's going to be accountability. How many, you know, where are you at on your top 50? How many do you have? How many outreaches did you do this week? What are the ways that you're reaching out? What are you doing next week? What did you do? That kind of thing. And so it's there to kind of keep you on task. But then we're also gonna talk about lead systems and growing your business, and that's where that kind of open dialogue and discussion part is gonna be. And so, you know, it's gonna be about helping you identify the 50, work with the top 50, engage with them, lead systems that help them grow your top 50. And then we're tying this into, we're gonna be revamping the mentorship program. Martin and I are working on revising the mentorship program. And then all this is gonna be available in Paperless Pipeline. So you'll be able to download, or just, you can download it and look at it yourself on there. But it's one of those things that if you will get some support, like I have a love-hate relationship with accountability, and I think most people do, right? Like we all know we need accountability, but then when it actually comes to it, we're like, yeah, wait, don't bother me, right? But it's one of those things, it will help you grow your business. Like having an accountability partner, and I would just mean my wife, because that's tough, right? But having someone that helps to hold you accountable will grow your business. You won't enjoy it. It's never fun because no one likes to be held accountable, right? Because sometimes it's a pat on the back and sometimes it's 16 inches lower, it's a kick in the pants, right? But that's good for us and good for our business out there. So I want you to strongly consider jumping in with us on this. This all starts next week. All these programs will be in Paperless Pipeline starting Monday, that kind of stuff. I really want you to think about managing your business differently. Get away. I mean, like don't get away from leads, but understand I generate leads to build people into my business so that to add people into my database so I can have this core group, these 50 folks that I really, really focus on. And if you have more than 50, at that point, you need to start looking at making a team because that becomes more business than you can have, which is a great problem to have. But it's just, I see so many of us talk about leads all the time. Leads. And really, is it about leads or is it about referrals? It's referrals, right? I mean, well, how expensive are leads? Leads can cost a lot of money, right? How expensive are referrals? I mean, I'm not saying that there's no cost involved. There's still a cost involved, but it's much lower and they're much nicer to convert as well, kind of thing. Do also know our buyers presentations are out there. We're also doing, we just had one and we're going to continue to do more basic contracts classes and where we're tying in the use of like the reason for the buyer brokerage agreement. I mean, for having a buyer presentation, it makes it much easier for you to provide value before you ask for a buyer brokerage agreement to be signed. The days of asking for, here, sign this and I'll work with you are gone. We must provide value before we get a buyer brokerage signed. And if we're going to negotiate on the behalf of a client, then we need a written agreement so that I can negotiate your commission or my commission for your behalf. That's why we're having buyer presentations. And so you can find the buyer presentations. They are in Paperless Pipeline. We are working on getting them printed out as well right now. And then the other thing that's happening is we're in the process of doing one in Spanish. And then we have listing presentations that we are working on probably next month before we start rolling out a new listing presentation. But these are branded just to Overall Maximum One. They are not branded to any particular person. You can just pick one up and start using it immediately. So take advantage of the tools that are out there because they're there for you. And then ran a little bit over, but congratulations to our top 10 for all of our offices. So I love and appreciate you guys so very, very much. At this point, we're going to go to our local in branch meetings and that kind of thing now. But if I can be of any service or Ming, please call, text, smoke signals. We love y'all. Appreciate y'all so much. Thanks, everybody.